Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Friday, March the 19th, 2021. Today's show, I officially lock in my prediction. Gamecocks traveling to Nashville to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores as they open SEC play. Also, Shane Beamer speaking to the media on Thursday ahead of spring practice beginning this Saturday. I'll give my key takeaways from what he said in that press conference, guys. Much more. We got a packed show here on a Friday, and it's all brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, superior moving service. They bring care and attention other companies can't offer because they're just too busy maintaining trucks and profiting off of them instead of focusing on service. Guys, service is what separates Upstate Movers Group from the competition. They're not a trucking company, by the way. They're a moving services company, and they're also employee-owned co-op. The movers are paid twice the industry average, and guys, everyone on the crew is invested in your success. They have dedicated professional crew members, and they also offer black glove service. They offer end-to-end packing services, custom crating and packaging for special items, and cleaning services as well. They are founded by Greenville natives and University of South Carolina alumni, guys, so a Gamecock-owned small business. They also offer 20 years of project management moving experience, and they can offer logistics and solutions that traditional moving companies simply do not have the skills for. Guys, whether you're in the upstate or across the state of South Carolina, if you have any moving needs in 2021, be sure to check out our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. Of course, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you guys. The show is also brought to you by our friends over at MyBookie, folks. One of the best times of the year is here. March Madness is officially here, guys. The madness has begun, which means it's time for you to shoot your shot and score big on the nonstop action with our friends over at MyBookie, guys. You can select the winners from 63 tournament games in the MyBookie bracket contest for a chance at $10,000 in cash prizes. And guys, get this, it's only $1 to enter. Guys, it doesn't matter whether you're filling out multiple brackets, you're betting the national championship winner, or you're simply just looking for player and game props. MyBookie has you covered, guys. You can sign up today at mybookie.ag and use the promo code Gamecocks. Again, that's promo code Gamecocks to secure a deposit bonus up to $1,000. And guys, make sure that you use my promo code so they know I hooked you up. Again, that's promo code Gamecocks to claim your first deposit bonus. Guys, college ball, NBA, NHL, no matter the sport, no matter the minute, MyBookie puts the action in your hands with in-game live betting. And guys, with choice from thousands of lines and odds, you can turn any game day into payday. Guys, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Let's get it. What is up, guys? I'm Chris Phillips, host of the Spurs Up Show. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. Happy Friday, TGIF. Hope you're all doing well, whether you're in the office, you're on the commute, you got the day off, whatever it may be, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and I truly appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a packed show. We got a packed show on a Friday. We're talking a little bit of baseball. We're talking some football. We're touching all the bases here on a Friday. First things first, guys, before we do get going, I want to send my thoughts and prayers to those around the state of South Carolina who may have been affected by some of the severe weather we've had in the last few days. I know Thursday in Columbia we had some wind and stuff like that, but we really didn't get any of the storms or anything like that. I think people in the upstate more so were affected. But again, wherever you are, if you know anybody, if you specifically have been affected, thoughts and prayers sent out to you guys. Again, anytime, something like that impacts the people of our state or impacts people in the state of South Carolina, we obviously send our thoughts and our prayers to them. So again, I wanted to go ahead and put that out there to you guys. Again, if you're listening and you're dealing with that, you're in my thoughts. You're in all of our thoughts, obviously. Again, I know it's crazy. You think to yourself, it's like South Carolina getting severe weather. That doesn't seem like, people were talking about tornadoes and all that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Tornadoes in South Carolina? But you look at the the radar and the weather forecasts and all that, and it's just crazy what has been going on the last few days. So again, guys, thoughts and prayers for sure to those people. But again, we got a packed show here on a Friday, guys. Hope you're all doing well. It is a beautiful day in the city today, by the way, and we got a beautiful weekend, I think, lined up. But yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. It is game day. South Carolina taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores to open up SEC baseball. Of course, the SEC baseball season, I should say, starting last night with Florida and Texas A&M. And now the Gamecocks get going in their SEC season. Losers of 4 straight. Can the Gamecocks snap that 4-game losing streak, find a way to get out of that funk, and turn things around? I will say, guys, a quick reminder for the series. We will be doing the live stream watch-alongs for all 3 games for South Carolina Vanderbilt. Again, we'll go live Friday at 7:15. First pitch will be at 7:30. Saturday, we'll go live at 11:45 with first pitch at noon. And then Sunday, we'll go live at 1:45 with first pitch at 2 o'clock. I just figured, you know what? South Carolina's on the road. I'm going to be sitting here watching them either way. We might as well stream it. We might as well make content. Why not? And again, hopefully that spells success for the Gamecocks. But if you're not familiar, if you haven't tuned into them, we've had a really good time doing them. Again, it's literally as it sounds. It is a live stream of yours truly watching the game, giving my full reactions, in-game thoughts. We have great conversation and chat and all that good stuff. So again, if you do want to tune in, that is going to be on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Is where you can find that. Again, it basically is an extension of the Daily Crow. So everywhere you find the Daily Crow, that's where you're going to find those live stream watch-alongs for South Carolina and Vanderbilt. With that being said, let's talk South Carolina Vandy again, because, of course, we're here for me to give my official prediction. Gamecocks opening up SEC play in Nashville against the second-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. Can the Gamecocks, I don't want to say shock the college baseball world, because, again, in college baseball, anybody can beat anybody, right? It might be improbable, or it might be an upset, if you will, but anybody can beat anybody. I mean, we've seen that in the midweek. We just saw South Carolina lose to Davidson. Nobody expected that to happen. Heck, we've seen Vanderbilt lose to Georgia State. We've seen, Louisville lose to Eastern Kentucky. We've seen big teams all over the country lose games we felt like they shouldn't. So again, to say that, it would be some huge upset or anything, I don't want to discredit South Carolina's chances in this series, but certainly I think it would be a surprise nationally, especially across the college baseball landscape. But again, the Gamecocks going to Nashville looking to take down the second-ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. And I think I told you guys this before. My guy that does my artwork for, the series artwork that has the jerseys and has the statistics and the times and the weather and the starting pitchers, and he does a great job, by the way. I always get fired up when he sends me those over, because it's like, oh, man, here we go. And, of course, he sent it to me late on Thursday. And I was looking at the graphic, and I'm sure by the time you guys are hearing this show, you've already seen the graphic on social media. And, of course, when we put out the statistics, we highlight either Garnet or the team South Carolina's playing to show at least who has the statistical advantage in each category. So, for example, average runs, hits, home runs, ERA, batting average, earned runs, strikeouts, all that good stuff. Well, I'll start off by saying this. There's a lot of gold on that graphic. There's a lot of gold. There's a lot of gold, which means Vanderbilt is a very good team. They're a very impressive team, not just in their ranking, not just in their roster, but statistically as well. South Carolina, of course, coming into this one, losers of 4 straight. You just got swept at Texas. And again, it's crazy how much can change in baseball in such a short amount of time. A week ago to the date, you were entering the Texas series, flying high. Your fan base is on cloud 9. People thinking you're going to go to Omaha. You're going to be, you might go undefeated, whatever. People are thinking you're going to be this top 5 team. Fast forward a week later, and those same people are saying, oh, this team's overrated. We're not even going to make the postseason. We were fooled. We have no chance. We're going to lose our next 8 games in a row. It's crazy how quickly things can change. But again, losers of 4 straight. And you lose to Davidson in the midweek on Wednesday. It doesn't bode well going in this series, right? It really doesn't. For momentum purposes and confidence purposes. And again, where is your team mentally? That is my question. Where's your team mentally? Because again, I know the fan base is in the middle. I know this fan base is fragile. I totally get it. But where is this team? And then again, outside of all that, you take a look at Vandy purely. Just look at them as a baseball team. With what they feature on the mound, you have to start there with Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter. I think, again, the two best pitchers in all of college baseball. Two big league arms at the college level right now. I mean, both incredible. Both incredible. Combined 8-0. Kumar Rocker with a 0 ERA, folks. Jack Leiter with a .45 ERA. The stats, the numbers speak for themselves. And you're also going to their place. You're going to Nashville. Not the easiest spot to play. Again, there's nothing quite like SEC baseball. You know, we see it in the rankings. I mean, the top 5 teams in the entire country all hail from the SEC. And I'm pretty sure South Carolina has to play all 5 of them. Right? And again, you really couldn't ask for a more difficult start to SEC play than at Vandy versus Florida. I mean, you really couldn't. Whoever scheduled this, my goodness. You couldn't ask for a tougher draw at Vandy versus Florida. I'm not jumping ship when it comes to this South Carolina baseball team. I'm not doing it. Because I think what people need to realize, and I think Mark Kingston said it best after the loss to Davidson. And I'll pull up the quote really quickly because I think he made a really good point. He said this after the loss to Davidson. All you do is you get on the bus tomorrow, you prepare yourself, you prepare your team, and you go out there and you compete. That's the story of baseball. You're going to go on hot streaks. You're going to go and get in a funk every now and then the schedule is going to keep coming at you. Our job is to get on the bus and go compete. And, of course, that was after being asked, how do you rebound? What's your message to the team? Whatever, after they lost to Davidson. You got to flush it. You got to move on. And you got to think about the next game and the next opponent, and that is the Vanderbilt Commodores, who, again, deserve all of your attention. By the way, I talked about on the mound. Hey, let's talk at the plate, too. This is a Vandy team hitting .323. They've hit 22 home runs. They're slugging .563. They have a .439 on base percentage. They've sold 20 out of 21 bases. They're 20 for 21 this year. They can do it all. They can do a little bit of everything. I mean, this is an elite ball club. Vandy is an Omaha, truly an Omaha caliber ball club. I'd be damn surprised if Vandy's not in Omaha this year. Very surprised. But again, I'm not jumping ship on South Carolina because I think fans need to understand this. This team that's lost 4 in a row and that has struggled of late, it is the same exact team that started 11-0. It is. It's the same group of guys. And like Mark Kingston said, every now and then you hit a snatch, you hit a funk. You hit a bump in the road. And that's what this team has done. And again, it's crazy because, it's only been a week. It's been a week, guys, to the date. It's been a week. And people are just freaking out. And I get it. I understand. Losing the Davidson game especially rubs salt in the wound. But now you move off that and you move into this weekend. How can South Carolina go into Nashville and find a way? And find a way to win 2 out of 3, to win a series? Because that's the goal. Fans, whatever. We can project. We can make predictions like I'm going to do. We can set expectations. We can do whatever. But the goal of South Carolina baseball, or the thought process I personally believe of South Carolina baseball, we should never go into a series saying, oh, man, let's just hope we don't get swept. No. You're South Carolina baseball. You win these kind of series. You expect to win every single series. Bottom line. Are you going to win every single series? No, probably not. More than likely not. But you should expect to win every single series. Without a doubt. Without question. And so I think that's where this team's mindset is going to be. The biggest question this weekend's at the plate. The matchup against Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter and that Vandy pitching staff, how do you solve it? Can you solve it? Again, Kumar Rocker's been unhittable this year. I mean, Jack Leiter's been damn near the same. How do you solve those two guys? Do the approaches change? How much does the lineup change? And then on the bump for you, hey, I think it's a great opportunity for Thomas Farr and Brandon Jordan. because everybody's talking about Rocker. Everybody's talking about Leiter. Those two guys have their chances to go toe-to-toe with two of the best and compete. And that's all you can ask for in the game of baseball is the opportunity. That's all you can ask for is to have an opportunity like that. And I will say going into this series, I expect, I know the pitching staff was rough on Wednesday. And listen, you threw a lot of guys you don't normally throw, and you gave some guys some opportunities, again, that don't normally pitch on the weekends for you and stuff like that. I feel good about this Gamecocks pitching staff going into this weekend. I know it's going to be a challenge. Again, Vandy can swing it. They're hitting 323. They can swing it. They can do it all. But I think your pitching is going to give you a chance to win. I do. I believe every weekend your pitching is going to give you a chance to win. Again, Thomas Farr, I truly think we're going to look back at the end of the season and say he was one of the best pitchers in the SEC. I said it all preseason, best Friday night guy you never heard of. I think he's going to be one of the best pitchers in the SEC come season's end. We saw it at Texas. He dueled with Ty Madden. I think he'll duel again with Kumar Rocker. What can Brandon Jordan give you tomorrow? Will it be another on-brand Brandon Jordan, say 5 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs performance? Can he go a little bit longer? What can he give you? And then Julian Bosnick, who I think is going to be due for a good outing again after last weekend where he really struggled. I think your pitching is going to keep you in it. The question all comes back to the bats and the approach at the plate. And can you just scratch out enough to even threaten Vanderbilt? I know a lot of people are going to question the psyche and the mentality of this team and, where are they at mentally? I'm actually, that is a top storyline for me, but I'm not necessarily so worried about that. Like, dude, it's SEC play. We're going to be fired up to play. We're going to be fired up to go. There's no question. If you're not fired up to play SEC baseball, you don't have a pulse, So I don't question that, our leadership is going to shine through and we're going to be fired up. We're going to be ready to go. Obviously this is a weekend I talked about with Wes Clark, but you're going to need your stars. You're going to need your best players to have their best weekends. You're going to need those kind of guys to lead by example. Guys like Brady Allen, guys like Wes Clark, Andrew Eister, David Mendham, Braylon Wimmer. You're going to need your top guys to produce. Bottom line, you're in those roles to produce, to be the dude. That's why you're there. That's why you're hitting in the 1, 2, 3, 4 hole. That's why you're there. You're going to need those guys to come through. And again, on the bump, like I said, I trust that they will, but you're going to need a guy like Thomas Farr to have an outstanding outing. He's going to need to pitch like an ace to give you a chance on Friday. Brandon Jordan, he's going to need to pitch like an ace to give you a chance on Saturday. You're going to have it. Guys are going to have to step up. And again, I think this team mentally will embrace the challenge. I think they'll embrace the challenge mentally. But again, it all comes back to, can South Carolina do enough at the plate? And I'll be curious to see how much, if at all, do the approaches change? Do we see this team try to shorten up a little bit? Because again, you know what you're facing on the bump. Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter are both high 90s with the fastball. Unbelievably, ungodly breaking stuff. You're not going to have time to have these long, drawn-out swings, and, you're going to have to shorten up. Put the ball in play. Put some pressure on Vandy. Maybe you got to play a little bit small ball. Make them make plays. Put pressure on their defense. Because I can tell you the recipe to winning is not going to be striking out 15 times. You just can't do it. You got to put some pressure on Vanderbilt. Got to find a way to do it. But with that being said, like I said, I expect this team to come into this weekend, approach it the right way. I think the mentality will be good. I think they'll be fired up, ready to go. But when it comes to picking this series, again, I know most fans have just mailed it in. Which is, again, guys, which is so wild. Mailed it in. There's a lot of you out there that have just mailed it in. Mailed it in. I know the 4-game losing streak has been ugly. I understand. We all understand where we're at. But it's like the 4-game losing streak is making people forget this team started 11-0. They did. That's the same ball club. And if you want to write off the 11-0 start, they played nobody, then fine. You can be that fan. You can be that person. That's totally fine with me. but it's the same ball club. And again, I know a lot of the fan base is writing off this team going into this weekend, looking at Vanderbilt. But hey, it's baseball. Anybody can beat anybody on any given night. It's just the facts. It's how the game works. It's a random, crazy game. At times, it's a game that makes no sense. But with all that being said, I'll say this. When it comes to picking this series, I'll go out on a limb and say, would it totally shock me if South Carolina won 2 out of 3? It would not. It really wouldn't. It just feels like this is the time where, you know what, you're kind of down in the dumps. You're fighting adversity. You're on this losing streak. Would not shock me at all if South Carolina found a way to rally the troops and circle the wagons and come together and win a series. With that being said, I cannot pick it. You just simply can't pick it. When you look purely at the matchup, you know, you look at Rocker, you look at Leiter. I'll say this, I think their Sunday guy is very gettable in Thomas Schultz. You know, he's 1-2 with a 6 ERA. And, you know, he's been the guy that, you know, they've lost 2 games. He has both losses. They're 13-2 with 2 losses. He's got both of them. Poor Thomas Schultz. But I think you can get after their Sunday guy. The question comes back to, can you just find a way? You're going to have to couple 2 things together. An outstanding performance from Thomas Farr and or Brandon Jordan, and a special night from your bats where you're able to scratch across 2 or 3 runs and win a game 3-2, 2-1, heck, even 1-0. You're going to have to win that way. You're just going to have to. There's no other way to put it. You're going to have to win that way if you're going to beat Kumar Rocker and or Jack Leiter. But to pick that, I think, is going out on a bit of a limb. We're talking about the 2 best pitchers in college baseball. Again, it's not a question with these guys of if they're going to be in the big leagues. It's just a question of when. It's a race to the major leagues for Rocker and Leiter. Who's going to get there first? So with that being said, you know, listen, I don't think the Gamecocks get swept. I think they will battle. They will fight in this series the same way they fought in Austin, Texas, by the way. I think that was a misconception last week, and people thinking, oh, the Gamecocks just got killed. No, this team battled and fought. They did. And I think that'll be the same case this week. And I think at minimum, this team will win a game. I think this team will find a way to win a game. But right now, when you look at the matchup, you look at Rocker, you look at Leiter, how can you pick against those 2 guys right now? Again, a combined 8-0. And in almost 60 innings pitched combined, they have given up 1 earned run. I mean, proof's in the pudding when it comes to those 2 guys. So again, I am picking the Commodores to win 2 out of 3. You know, I just think, again, right now with the questions surrounding South Carolina's lineup and their inability to, you know, come through with runners in scoring position. And again, even if the Gamecocks were swinging it, even if they were red hot right now, I mean, this would not be a very fun matchup. It wouldn't be a very easy matchup going against Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter. And again, I feel like I'm almost disrespecting the Vanderbilt lineup because I'm not talking about them at all. But the story of this Vandy team is that pitching staff. Bottom line, the story of this team is that pitching staff. And how can South Carolina handle them? Can the Gamecocks do enough? Again, your pitching, the recipe is this. Your pitching has to be damn near flawless. I mean, literally throwing shutouts to give your offense the opportunity to win a game 1-0 or 2-1. And I just think right now that might be asking a little bit too much against Rocker and Leiter. So again, I've got the Dores winning 2 out of 3. I think it's going to be a great series. I think it's going to be a great weekend for college baseball. And I think South Carolina, I think they will battle. I think they'll battle Vandy all weekend. I still believe this is a quality ball club, guys. Listen, good teams can go into slumps. It's possible. It happens. It's not just possible. It happens to everybody. You see it at the pro level. You see it at the college level. You see it at the high school level. It's a strange game. Sometimes things just do not go your way. Sometimes you're just not seeing it as well. You're just not swinging it well. You're not throwing it well. And sometimes you're untouchable. You feel like nobody can get you out. You feel like nobody can hit you. It's just how the game works. I still think this is a very much quality South Carolina baseball team. But again, you are running into arguably the best team in the country in the Vanderbilt Commodores. And with that being said, I've got the Dores taking 2 out of 3. I think Gamecocks baseball will battle. I think they'll steal one in Nashville. But again, overall, I do have Vanderbilt winning the series in this one. So again, that is my official prediction for the weekend. Vanderbilt taking 2 out of 3 from the Gamecocks, and South Carolina dropping their first SEC series of the 2021 baseball season. Again, hopefully I'm wrong. Again, I think it's going to be a great weekend. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And again, join us if you don't have plans. The live stream watch-alongs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Going to be a lot of fun. And again, I think, like I said, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I think this team's going to battle Vandy all weekend. But, man, it's just damn near impossible in good conscience to pick against that duo of Rocker and Leiter. I just think the best duo by far in college baseball, the 2 best pitchers in all of college baseball. And, they're going to be tough to beat for everybody, not just South Carolina. And I would say that to fans, too, is, guys, I'm not saying make excuses or don't be frustrated with lack of success, but please, when you're watching Friday and Saturday, if the bats are struggling, please try to keep in mind who they are facing. Just please try to do so. Again, these are 2 big league arms. South Carolina is going to be far from the last team that most likely struggles against these 2 guys. So I just want to put that out there. Just have a little perspective. But again, should be a lot of fun. I got the Dores taking 2 out of 3. All right, let's move to the football side of things. Shane Beamer, just really quickly want to give some takeaways. He spoke to the media on Thursday ahead of spring practice. Nothing really earth-shattering coming from the presser. I think the most notable piece of news on Thursday from the football side of things is Mike Uva reporting of Watch Fox that Pat DeMarco will be joining Shane Beamer's staff. Pat, actually a friend of the show. We had him on, I think it was back in summer 2019. But Pat, an awesome dude, man. I'm really happy to see this. I'm not exactly sure, what his role is going to be. Somebody said, is he going to help out with tight ends? Of course, Eric Kimry, good friend of mine, is the tight ends coach. I would imagine he'd be some sort of an analyst or something like that. But again, Pat DeMarco is an awesome dude, a great ambassador for the University of South Carolina, and someone that I think will only be a positive addition to Gamecock football. So again, huge news in regards to Pat DeMarco returning. Some of the things that stood out to me that Shane Beamer said, listen, a lot of it was reiteration from when he took the job. And I was kind of disappointed with the media. The questions were very bland. A lot of them were very bland until we got about 3/4 of the way through the press conference. One of the things I did love him saying, though, he was asked about the quarterback position, of course, and the competition and who's going to be QB1 and timeline for naming a starter. Shane Beamer made it very clear. It's going to be open competition across the board when it comes to guys fighting for spots and fighting for jobs. And you just love to hear that. You love to hear that. And it's what you expect. Again, brand new staff, brand new coordinators, brand new assistants. These coaches know none of these players. They don't. And Shane Beamer even admitted that on Thursday afternoon when he said, he's like, I'll be honest, I haven't even really sat down with my assistants and watched film and said, oh, this is going to be our returning starter at this and returning starter at that. He's like, we haven't done that. We haven't sat down and watched that at all. Hey, it's open competition, open season. Whoever wins a job, wins a job. And I think that is a major positive for some guys that I think we haven't seen get quite as many opportunities. I think AKA DeCarrion Joyner, maybe a guy like that can go out there and win a job this spring. But again, the open competition, having that going, just to hear him say that I think is big. He also said that Luke Doty, would most likely in his mind be taking QB1 reps to start the spring, which again, I don't think, like I said, is earth-shattering news or anything crazy like that. Again, he's the only quarterback on the roster that has played a collegiate game at South Carolina. But yeah, overall, like what I heard from Shane Beamer, again, it wasn't anything, that really moved the needle. He did say he thought Justin Stepp was the best wide receivers coach in the entire country. And he actually feels really good about the depth of the position. Who'd have thunk he'd be saying that after last year, for sure. But, great stuff from Shane Beamer. Obviously, spring ball getting going tomorrow. We'll have full coverage of that and full coverage of spring ball as we go through it. And, of course, the football content will continue next week. But overall, like what I heard from Shane Beamer. It sounded like to me especially that, he likes the overall the buzz and the excitement around the program and all like the workout videos and hype videos, but it does sound like to me he's ready to get going. They're ready to get on the field. They're ready to put the pads on, because that's when you really, in my opinion, start to establish that culture, and you start to establish, hey, this is what we're all about. You know what I mean? This is what all that work we've been putting in the offseason, all that talk we've been talking. Now we're going to walk the walk. Now we're actually going to do it. Now we're going to implement it. So I think Shane Beamer and company are definitely ready to do that, and certainly we're all ready to watch and follow along this spring. So again, should be a lot of fun, guys. That's going to do it all for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. A quick reminder, like I said, live stream watch-alongs starting tonight. We'll do it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the South Carolina Vanderbilt game. Should be a really good time, and hopefully, Gamecocks baseball makes it even more fun for us by taking the series in Nashville. Wouldn't that be nice? But again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in, guys. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll leave you with this. Go Cox, beat Vandy, and we'll talk to you on Monday.